What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Go Long Sports Show. Um, I want to talk about LeBron James and how LeBron's going to break the scoring title probably here in the next 3 to 4 ball games that he plays in. So I want to talk about kind of how it's being covered, the importance of it, if it even matters at all. Comparing it and also comparing it to like kind of like the hype behind Steph Curry breaking the 3-point record last year, which he did in Madison Square Garden, as everyone remembers. But first, I want to get into something that I seen this headline. It's like a headline, and you guys are probably going to be familiar once I tell you what it is. I seen like a headline about a certain player, and I was just like, that makes sense. And then I was actually talking about this guy too. So the headline is that Anthony Edwards, who's the star shooting guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves, eats 21 bags of hot fries a week. And the first thing that came to mind when I said that is, I that doesn't surprise me at all. I can kind of tell, but just by looking at the guy, looks like a hot fries 21 times a week type of guy. But not like it has nothing to do with like his character. Or I'm not trying to say like he walked the mile in PE class back in the day or nothing like that. But what I mean by like I can tell and I'm not surprised. Someone asked me a while ago. Somehow Anthony Edwards came up in a conversation I was in, and I was like, they were like, "What do you think about Anthony Edwards?" And I was like, that guy has the potential to be the best player in the NBA, but he has to. Everyone knows he's super gifted offensively. Like he can be a 30-point a night guy. He has that type of talent offensively. He's athletic. He has a good natural jump shot, high release. He can shoot the ball. He's 6'4", but he has like a 7-foot wingspan. So he's got that kind of whole play bigger than he is thing, kind of like Donovan Mitchell, guys like Dwayne Wade. He has a great handle. And he has all the, like I said, he's super athletic. He has super long arms. He has all the tools in his box, the natural ability to be a first team all defense type of guy. So I said, for him, he's a good young player right now. For him to become a superstar, he has to take the defensive end seriously, night in, night out. There's no reason that Anthony Edwards should not be guarding the opposing team's best player. He has fresh legs. He can still sit in the chair. And like I said, he has all the athletic ability into the world. When it comes to defense and being great, it's just 1-2. Like you look at guys like Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. They took it personal to guard the opposing team's best player night in, night out. Now, they didn't want to switch. They didn't want to, okay, you get him for a quarter, I get him for... No, I want to dominate this guy defensively, then get the ball and come at him offensively. Let him know he can't stop me, be all up in his face. He can't get rid of me. So, and Anthony Edwards has that type of potential to be that much, that great up on that level. He can be, talent-wise, he has a talent right now to be a top 7, top 5. When it's all said and done, he could be a top 10 shooting guard of all time. When it's all said and done, I'll say that. I don't want to get too crazy now because every time I say something, people are gonna like, "Oh, what do you mean, Anthony Edwards top 5 all time?" So no, not like that. But the difference between him and Kobe, there is not a time in Kobe's life where Kobe was eating 21 bags of hot Cheetos a week. And it's like, I know he's young. When I was 19, I was eating a whole bunch of hot fries too, going to the gas station, putting the chili cheese and the beans dip in them. But at the point, man, if he's getting older, it's like third, fourth year in the league. And 2, there's a point where you got to take it serious, man. You can't be the best version of yourself as a professional athlete eating 21 bags of hot fries a week. That's just not going to happen, especially so I hope that he cuts that out because his potential, is through the roof. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw that tweet again today. And it's like I wanted to say something, quote it and say, we can tell. But I wanted to really articulate the point of, that I'm trying to make and how I really see it versus how that could have just been taken like out of context, like me just trying to clown on him or nothing. No, of course, like it's funny, but it's like his potential is so high. Like you would hate to see him not reach his full potential because hot Cheeto fries. Okay, now back to LeBron. Boy, this is obviously like the most coveted record in sports. Because if you talk to any old head about basketball, at some point they're going to say, "Oh yeah, or anytime you mention Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to anybody, he's like, "Oh yeah, he's the all-time leading scorer. Oh, Kareem, the all-time leading scorer." And it's like, ooh, like, excuse me. I wonder what they're going to say about Kareem once LeBron breaks his record. Well, look, Kareem, he's the second all-time leading scorer. It's like Karl Malone doesn't get mentioned. So it's like once LeBron breaks Kareem's record, is he going to always be known as all-time leading scorer? Like he had it for that long. He's had the record for about 40 years. Or is it kind of like people aren't going to, he's already underrated and doesn't get the respect that he deserves probably. But he was kind of a dependent player. Center is a more dependent position in basketball than being a guard or point guard, somewhere where you're bringing the ball up court every time. But I wonder, like, if the Kareem talks are going to become less once LeBron breaks his record. But another point, it's like, does it matter that LeBron James is about to become the all-time leading scorer? And I right now, because the Lakers' record is so bad, I think they're 24-28, sitting at 12th or 13th in the West, like 3.5 games out of the play-in. So I think they can make a run, but they just have to play consistently good basketball and stop letting teams back into the game late. Versus last year, there was like a Steph Curry counter. Like I feel like the media was more hyping Steph Curry breaking a 3-point record than they are LeBron James about to break the all-time leading scoring title. But at the same, I can understand because the Warriors were the number 1, number 2 seed last year, especially around that time. And you would just hate for everything LeBron's doing. He's averaging 30 points, averaging 30 points for the season, and then like 35 since he's turned 38 years old, which is ridiculous. You would hate for him to be doing all this and it just go to waste. That's like the most frustrating thing as a Lakers fan watching them play is you see this guy, he's Tom Brady retiring today a couple days ago made me think like, dang, that happened quick. LeBron's going to be out of here before we know it. So it's like you would like to see him get one last chance at a run, at like a legitimate run, not like a run that the Bucks had this year where you knew they was going to get smoked at some point. You want him because if this team makes the playoffs that he has now, and if they're playing at the level that it's going to take them to even make it to the play-in, then they'll have a legitimate shot. Let them get into the playoffs. So you would just hate for him to break the all-time leading scoring record and it all be not for nothing, you know? So with that being said, the NFL, the Super Bowl is going to be not next week, but the week after. So I may dive deeper into the NBA. I'm looking forward to it. Newly inspired, freshly or more inspired to talk about the NBA as of late. It's getting better. We all know that the NBA season starts after the All-Star game pretty much. That's when things start getting like serious and games really start to matter 2-3 times more than they did at the beginning of the year. All right, so with that being said, we'll see you guys next time.